ladies and gentlemen, is the future. He is the present and he is the future, and he might be the greatest talent that we've ever seen in the UFC.
Jon Jones, arguably the most dominant fighter in UFC history. His name alone sparks debates, admiration, and controversy. But beyond the octagon, Jones has become one of the most talked about and influential athletes in combat sports. With countless records, lucrative fights, and a career filled with highs and lows, one question looms large. Is Jon Jones a billion-dollar fighter? Has his impact on the UFC transcended the sport and reached a level where his influence rivals the biggest names in sports history? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into Jon Jones's career, the numbers behind his fame, and whether he's truly the billion-dollar fighter the UFC has been waiting for. Jon Jones burst onto the UFC scene like a force of nature. At just 23 years old, he became the youngest champion in UFC history, capturing the light heavyweight title and setting the tone for a career that would redefine dominance in mixed martial arts. From 2011 to 2020, Jones successfully defended his title an astonishing 8 times, defeating legends like Daniel Cormier, Lyoto Machida, and Alexander Gustafsson. His reign was nothing short of legendary, earning him the nickname Bones, and cementing his status as one of the greatest fighters of all time. But Jones wasn't just winning, he was captivating audiences around the globe. Fans tuned in not just for his fights, but for the electrifying aura he brought to every match. He wasn't just a fighter, he was an event.
Jon, this is another moment.
While everybody's cheering and so happy, I want to acknowledge Jesus Christ.
Yet, for every dazzling victory, Jones's career has been marred by controversy. Legal troubles, failed drug tests, and suspensions threatened to overshadow his greatness. At one point, it felt like Jones's career might implode entirely. But somehow, each time he came back stronger, more determined, and even more marketable. This duality, unmatched skill in the octagon paired with a troubled persona outside of it, has made Jones one of the most polarizing figures in sports. For the UFC, this has been both a blessing and a curse. But let's be clear, controversy sells, and Jon Jones has been a walking headline generator, drawing fans and critics alike to every fight.
I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch, now's the time. God bless.
So, let's talk numbers. Jon Jones has headlined some of the most lucrative pay-per-view events in UFC history. From his grudge matches with Daniel Cormier to his title defenses against top contenders, Jones has consistently pulled in massive audiences. His fight with Cormier at UFC 214 generated over 850,000 pay-per-view buys, raking in millions of dollars for the UFC. Even in fights without a bitter rivalry, Jones remains a top draw, with his bouts averaging over 500,000 buys, figures that place him among the elite earners in combat sports. But pay-per-view numbers are just the beginning. Jones's fights drive ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and massive social media engagement, all of which contribute to the UFC's bottom line. And it's not just about the fights. Jon Jones's name carries weight outside the octagon as well. He's landed endorsement deals with major brands, including Nike, Gatorade, and Reebok, an impressive feat for an MMA fighter, especially during a time when the sport was still fighting for mainstream acceptance. While some sponsorships were lost due to his controversies, Jones has continued to find ways to monetize his brand, proving that his star power transcends the occasional stumble. Even now, Jones remains one of the most marketable names in MMA, with a fan base that's as loyal as it is vocal. But is that enough to make him a billion-dollar fighter? To answer that, we need to consider more than just the numbers. Jon Jones has influenced the UFC in ways that go beyond dollars and cents. His dominance in the light heavyweight division forced the UFC to elevate its marketing and promotion strategies, pushing the sport further into the mainstream. Jones's rivalries, especially with fighters like Cormier, brought drama and storytelling to a level that rivaled boxing's biggest feuds. And let's not forget his transition to the heavyweight division, a move that has fans salivating over potential matchups with names like Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic. These are fights that could shatter pay-per-view records and redefine what's possible for the sport of MMA. But here's the twist. Jon Jones's potential as a billion-dollar fighter isn't just about what he's done. It's about what's still to come. At 36, Jones is entering a new phase of his career, one that could see him achieve unprecedented heights. A super fight with Francis Ngannou, for example, could generate numbers we've never seen before in MMA. Imagine the clash of Jones's technical brilliance against Ngannou's raw power, a fight that would captivate the entire sports world. And if Jones can maintain his dominance in the heavyweight division, his legacy and earning potential will only grow. Of course, there's always the question of whether Jones's controversies will catch up with him, but history has shown us that fans and promoters are willing to forgive as long as the fighter continues to deliver in the octagon. And Jon Jones has proven time and again that he's not just a fighter. He's a showman, a draw, and an icon. So, is Jon Jones a billion-dollar fighter? The answer lies not just in the numbers, but in the story. Jones has redefined what it means to be a champion, both in and out of the octagon. He's brought drama, excitement, and unparalleled skill to the UFC, making him one of the most compelling athletes of our time. Whether he reaches the billion-dollar mark or not, one thing is certain. Jon Jones has left an indelible mark on the sport of MMA, and his story is far from over. If you think Jon Jones has what it takes to be a billion-dollar fighter, drop a money emoji in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest names in sports and the business behind them. Stick around because the world of MMA is only getting more exciting, and Jon Jones is leading the charge.
I'm going to believe that I'm going to be better than him. It's something that it's like an internal belief. I just feel it in my whole being that I'm the best fighter on the planet. I honestly have convinced myself that I'm not designed to lose. Power of the mind.
And I believe that that you can speak things into existence. And I believe that when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you.